touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it.
Well, greetings, Sigma race fans. We are here tonight for the Sigma ARCA Delta Division, and kind of a new wrinkle to the ARCA side of things. The Delta Division is going to deal with some historic tracks, some wild card tracks, and of course tonight, one of those weird, unique tracks that only can run in NR2003. We're going to be racing on wood plank racetrack surface here tonight. So 50 laps around a hardwood Motordrome. Hasn't been done before in Sigma racing, and here we are tonight for the first time ever, throwing it back to the early 1900s when they used to race on wooden racetracks. Dating back I think as late as the 1930s, they still had some tracks that they would run open wheel cars. And here we are tonight in Sigma ARCA, doing a throwback to the 1930s basically. And that's what you can expect here in the Delta Division, some weird, wacky racetracks such as this, and some international tracks as well. So here we go, setting up the lineup here tonight for the 50-lap, 50-mile race of ARCA. You've got front row. That is the number 8 of Matthias Bento, alongside 82 of Adam Jefferson. Next in line, you've got Joseph Hayes and Paul Tavarini. Then you've got John Underkoffler. He had a great night in the truck race last night at Daytona. Gets to jet all the way over here into California for the wood plank race, starting alongside TG Castlenut. You've got Ismael Fontane. Man, I am going to have to go to school on some of these new names this year. Fontanes in the number 97 alongside Kyle Ottawa. Probably sounded as white as it came out. Brandon Butler the second alongside Ty Kisniver. Jamie McMurphy alongside Cooper Landry. Craig Bush and Evan Snake. Carlos Eduardo and Juliana Bold. Chris Jeremio with Borat Sagdiev. Shihiro Fujisaki alongside Parker Sparks. And Gabe McDuffie featuring the Super Bowl LX, the Seahawks World, Super Bowl champion paint scheme here tonight, alongside the 94 of Reese Landry. Aiden Sparks and Dylan Smith. Nate Storm with AJ Kosnoff. Logan Nagy with Daniel Boogie. Heen Clutchoke alongside Craig Popchris, who just won the truck race last night. So some spoilers if you didn't watch that truck race. Craig Popchris starting deep here tonight. Neil O'Hare alongside Wesley Shaw. And Bucky Campbell with Jamie McNugget rounding out the tail end of the field here. Yeah, back in the day, they actually, I think it was more like IndyCar style racing that they had raced on wood plank tracks. Some of the drivers even had physical injuries because of the wood chips that came flying off the racetrack, basically getting splinters in their forehead. Pretty wild times because they didn't really wear a full face helmet. They wore at least a helmet to kind of cover their head and a pair of goggles. Usually that left their forehead wide exposed for plenty of wood slivers to come flying through. Very kind of grotesque and historically accurate if you look it up. But none of that's going to be a problem for these Sigma ARCA drivers here tonight. They've got windshields. I mean, you can only imagine the splinters flying around. It's going to look like a workshop out there today with all of the wood chips and shavings flying around. Matthias Bento up front now as the 84 of Joseph Hayes settles into second here. It's going to be a quick 50 laps here. Definitely a fast ARCA race here tonight. It's a 1 mile track, very, very high bank corners. As you can see, the banking is still kind of pretty steady on the the front stretch and even the back stretch here. The way this track is kind of set up almost reminds me of Hillside. The design pattern, at least, very high banked, quick racing action around this track. Of course, our ticker's all messed up. I don't know. Different tracks, different details, of course. Our ticker's not even working, folks. I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to go by the fly here. Old school tracking of the lineup there. You can see the 8 of Matthias Bento leading the way, followed by the 84 of Joseph Hayes, the 82 of Adam Jefferson, 95 of Paul Tabarini. T.G. Castlenut running in 5th, John Underkoffler running in 6th, Kyle Ottawa 7th, Ismael Fontanes running in 8th, Brandon Butler the 2nd running in 9th, and then Jamie McMurphy rounding out your top 10 here. Guess we're throwing it back even more, the fact that they didn't have scoring back then, so this is a true throwback race here tonight. We're already 8 laps in of 50. We're at Sagdiev mid-pack here. Looks like we might have some battles brewing here as the 88 of Craig Bush dropping backwards. Top 10 remains unchanged, though, as it's Jamie McMurphy, Brandon Butler the 2nd, Ismael Fontanes, Kyle Ottawa, John Underkoffler running in 6th, T.G. Castlenut with a solid top 5 run so far, Paul Tabarini in 4th, Adam Jefferson in 3rd, Joseph Hayes 2nd to Matthias Bento. 34 cars here is the amount on track. The tail end of the field looks a little bit like this. Gabe McDuffie running in 21st right now, that 03 Super Bowl LX Champions Seahawks car. He's got his work cut out for him here today. We're already on lap 12 of 50, so it's going to continue to blitz by quicker and quicker here tonight. As an experiment of a race, we have never raced here before, and we were going to test the waters with a quick race just to see how things go. And so far, so good. Clean racing all around the racetrack here. No cautions yet. Not a lot of movement. They're pretty much follow the leader here today. Pretty much where you qualified is going to be just about where you finish, it looks like. Here we got Joseph Hayes trying to take the lead away from Matthias Bento. And he tried to make that move, and it's opened the door for Jefferson to pounce here, the 82. So good run from the 82 of Jefferson to catch up to the 84 here. Yeah, sorry folks, the ticker, it is not happy. This is what I get for trying to start the race after turning on the computer. Usually I have to manually reset the computer each time I do anything to set it up for a stream. So I learned from my mistake here. I was trying to get in and out of it quickly so I could start the race, and well, there you go. It's a little bit goofed up, but we'll still make it through here tonight. Of course, tomorrow it's going to be the Bridge to Cup Series at Daytona. And then Thursday it is the Sprint Qualifier for the Cup Series at Daytona. As we're approaching halfway here, we're going to go ahead with 5 laps to halfway, do a through the field starting at the back. So tail end of the field right now, you've got 85 of Bucky Campbell. Ahead of him, you've got Neil O'Hare in the number 90 Chevrolet SS. Jamie McNugget, who qualified 34th, has gained 2 spots here tonight, up to 32nd, right there behind the 16 of Keen Klutchoke. Craig Popris, after winning the truck race last night, does not look like he is going to repeat back-to-back races. 30th here tonight. Wesley Shaw in the number 52, running in 29th. AJ Kosnoff in 28th. Logan Nagy in 27th. Daniel Boogie running in 26th, the number 9 Dodge Dart. Nate Storm running in 25th. Parker Sparks running in 24th. Dylan Smith in 23rd. Chris Jeremio, Aiden Sparks, and Gabe McDuffie's made it up to 20th here. So slowly but surely picking up spots here in the number 03 Super Bowl champs Dodge Dart. Reese Landry just ahead of him there, followed by Chihiro Fujisaki. Carlos Eduardo getting the big call up into the truck series for Tyler Aspinall Racing. Getting to run double duty as well this week. Trucks last night at Daytona and here tonight at Hardwood Motordrome. Borat Sagdiev just ahead now, making the move to get by Borat. Here comes Carlos Eduardo. Juliana Bold running in 15th. Craig Bush with the Dale Jr. throwback scheme there, running 14th. Cooper Landry in 13th. Evan Snake 12th. Ty Kisniver 11th. And Jimmy McMurphy sets the field in the top 10 right now. Next up, you got Brandon Butler II, Ismael Fontañez, Kyle Ottawa, Paul Tabarini, John Underkoffler getting up into the top 5. TG Castlenut making some moves. He's now up to 4th, looking at 3rd perhaps, as that's Adam Jefferson in 3rd. Battle starting to brew at the front of the field here now that I've skimmed through the field here. Joseph Hayes in 2nd, still leading the way. It is Matias Pinto. And Matias has drove off to a sizable lead here so far. This battle for 2nd could become pivotal to try and catch up to Matias. Look at that, John Underkoffler going under TG Castlenut there. 2 by 2 they are, and Paul Tabarini also in the mix. For whatever reason in the ARCA series, we've seen a lot of Evernham number fonts. It seems to be the in number, the in style for these car numbers throughout the field. It's crazy, and none of them are really related on the teammates side of things. So just a lot of Evernham stylized fans out there running number throwbacks to that group. Man, Matias Pinto, this is his first career start in Sigma ARCA competition. And with 20 laps to go, he's kind of setting sail, and it might be done deal here tonight. Had a pole position and his clean track ahead of him here. Not looking like lap traffic's even going to be a factor. So the number 8 potentially looking to make it 6 for 6 in brand new winners in Sigma competition this year. It's been an unfathomable record that's been set already, that we've never seen this many different winners at the start of a season that have had 0 career wins throughout all of Sigma, and finally sealing the deal, getting that first career win for the first week and a half now. But he ain't out of the woods yet, that 84. Joseph Hayes starting to close the gap a little bit. Can't quite remember. I don't think Joseph Hayes has won in the ARCA series yet. He's been there for the last couple years. Let me look back at our stats collected for the last couple of years of Sigma ARCA. Joseph Hayes does have 1 win to his name, so that would break the trend. It would give us a driver with a, you know, another win to their name rather than a brand new winner. So for the sake of, you know, records and numbers that are kind of being set right now, fans might be rooting for the number 8 of Matthias to get this job done. But sometimes there's people out there rooting for the records to break, for the trends to stop. And that would be Team Joseph Hayes to get the win here tonight. But if you look at the rest of the lineup here, still seeking their first ever career win in Sigma anything. You got Adam Jefferson, who's never won, nor has TG Castlenut. So not out of the woods yet. In the mix also closing in on the top 5 is John Underkoffler, who could still make a bid for the win here tonight. So keep an eye on your top 5. Laps are ticking away though, as we're down to 12 laps left in this one. Joseph Hayes would be looking for, I believe, career win number 2 in this ARCA series. Whoa, and we've got a caution here. So all bets are off. Let's see what caused the caution here. That is the 16 of Heen Clutchoke. Oh, and unfortunately a blown engine from the 43. Oh, and he clubs the back end of Boogie there. Daniel Boogie, unfortunately, caught behind the blown engine there of Logan Nagy, and nowhere to stop for the 16 of Clutch Oak. He runs right in, rams the back end of the 9 car there, causing our first caution of the night. Yep, just a miscalculation. You could not, could not predict the slowdown of the 9 car ahead of you like that. It just kind of came out of nowhere for the 16. So this changes everything. We're going to go ahead and get rid of the pace lights here. We're back and rolling. Joseph Hayes gets a killer start there on the number 8. Fortunately for Matthias Binto, the momentum has gone away on the restart here. The 84 of Joseph Hayes jumps to the top spot. And Matthias a sitting duck at the moment, dropping backwards. Here comes the 82 of Adam Jefferson from nowhere. He's been here all day though, kind of closing the gap on the 84. Is it going to be a battle for the win between these two? Overtime is implemented if necessary here tonight, so we will go green-white checkers if we see a caution before the white flag. SIGMA officials are claiming there's debris on track that needs to be cleared off, so we're going to throw caution here with about 5 laps to go. Green-white checkers will be factored in here if we don't get back green before the original planned end of this race. So Joseph Hayes will lead them to the restart. Adam Jefferson will be beside him. TG Castlenut in third. Matthias Binto in fourth. Paul Tabarini in fifth. Kyle Ottawa in sixth. John Underkoffler in seventh. Ismael Fontanes in eighth. Brandon Butler II in ninth. Jamie McMurphy 10th. Evan Snake. Ty Kisniver. Cooper Landry. Craig Bush. And Juliana Bold. Carlos Eduardo, Chihiro Fujisaki, Borat Sagdiev, Reese Landry, and Gabe McDuffie, your top 20. Followed by Dylan Smith, Aiden Sparks, Parker Sparks, brothers right there. Nate Storm, Chris Jeremio, AJ Kosnoff, Bucky Campbell, Craig Popcris, Jamie McNugget, Wesley Shaw, Danielle Boogie, and Keen Clutchoke. Looks like we did have 2 retirements from the race, the 90 of Neil O'Hare, and of course the 43 with a blown engine. The 43 suffered a piston failure that caused the 1 caution earlier here. Lights should go off on the pace car. We will get doubled up next time by. Joseph Hayes will have to defend on the 82 of Jefferson. It's going to be a quick green-white checkered under regulation here. So if we can stay green for the 1 lap and then see the white flag, it will be an official race here. Matthias Binto led so many laps and unfortunately finds himself in 4th on this restart here. He's going to be, I believe, 4th in line on the outside line at least, and that it's going to be a hard one to win from on the outside. Ones you better keep an eye on though, TG Castlenut on the inside here, and possibly even the 95 of Paul Tabarini. You're going to get a good start here on the inside. You're going to blow by those guys on the outside. But perhaps that could be a trend debunked as well. Maybe the 82 gets a great start on the outside and takes the lead advantage here. Joseph Hayes is going to cruise off with the lead here temporarily. Is he going to be able to hold it from TG Castlenut? Nah, he's going to be able to drive away with it here as he gets a big advantage. 82 settles into 2nd. And folks, that's why trends don't usually last very long. Here tonight, the 84 looking to get another win to his name. Joseph Hayes has won in the ARCA series before. And he's going to defend against the 82, I mean, of Jefferson, who's just going to come up short. Coming home third, it's TG Castlenut. Fourth, Matthias Binto. Fifth, Kyle Ottawa. Sixth, Paul Tabarini. Ismael Fontana is in seventh. Jamie McMurphy, eighth. Hunter Koffler, ninth. Brandon Butler, 10th. Evan Snake, Ty Kisniver. Cooper Landry and the 84 there of 88, that is, of Craig Bush. Borat Sagdiev misses out on a top 15. Gabe McDuffie makes it up to 18th at the last moment there. And that, folks, was a little bit more haphazard than I had planned it out to be. Nothing actually worked. The ticker didn't work. I didn't have the double file restarts actually set up right, so that one's on me. But we still have a race in the books. The ARCA Delta season opener now comes to a close. Winner, Joseph Hayes, takes home his second career SIGMA ARCA win, followed by Adam Jefferson, TG Castlenut, Matthias Binto, Kyle Ottawa, Paul Tabarini, Ismael Fontanez, Jamie McMurphy, John Underkoffler, Brandon Butler the second with the top 10. Then you had Evan Snake, Ty Kisniver, Cooper Landry, Craig Bush, Carlos Eduardo, Borat Sagdiev, Juliana Bold, Gabe McDuffie, Aiden Sparks, and Chihiro Fujisaki. Then you had Reese Landry, Dylan Smith, Chris Jeremio, Nate Storm, Craig Popkris, AJ Kosnoff, Parker Sparks, and Wesley Shaw. With the rest of the field behind that, you had Bucky Campbell, Heen Clutchoke, Jamie McNugget, Daniel Bogdasarov, Neil O'Hare, and Logan Nagy. Well, thanks again, folks, for tuning in. That was a quick half-hour racing break here in the SIGMA series, and we'll be off to the next one tomorrow night. So thanks again for tuning in. Have a great night, and stay safe out there, everyone.